Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney and the ANZ Regional Finals. We're into the final game of pool play in Group A. It is Citadel up against Prime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are potentially in a very interesting situation here. We saw earlier Prime take down Authority 2-0. A little bit later on, off stage, Authority took down Citadel Gaming 2-0 themselves. Now, with the final game of Group A ready to go, Citadel need to win this 2-0 up against Prime if they want to progress and make this a 3-all tie. If they drop even one game of this best of 3, Citadel is out. I think it's important to remember that this is Citadel Gaming who took down Team Immunity in the first qualifier, a team who genuinely thought they would not drop a map within Australia and New Zealand. So, Citadel has everything to lose here. Are they going to get the goods? Are Prime going to be too good? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. Your shoutcasters for this game are in Maniac and Hoggy.
Thank you very much, Sam, man. We are here. We are live with our final group match in Maniac and Hoggy, bringing you all of the action. Hoggy, arguably, this is going to be the most intense group matchup.
Yeah, extremely important for Citadel. They have to win 2-0.
Yeah,
if they don't win 2-0, they're out. That's
important to note, guys. As we know, Group A and Group B, only 2 teams will progress from each. Citadel, they're currently down. We know they just got 2-0'd by Authority. Authority themselves 2-0'd a little earlier from Prime. So Citadel need to win 2-0 just to force a playoff situation over here in Group A. They've got everything to play for. Even if they win the series 2-1, it's not going to be enough. So it's quite a unique situation we've got here from Citadel. But of course, the first team to qualify here for the ANZ Regional, if anyone can bounce back, it's probably them.
Yeah, Citadel, they've got a bit of an uphill battle there. Authority, strong team. Prime, you saw them take them down, but they still did had a really nice showing against Prime. So this should be a close series.
It should be indeed, but of course Citadel, they have an uphill battle versus Prime, Junior, Slays, Dino, and Zed. This is quite the formidable lineup, as we've already discussed. The addition of Junior was definitely the X factor these guys required to take their spot in Online Qualifier Cup number 4. They are against Citadel, clutching that first spot from our online qualifiers. Havoc, Brattles, Lunchy, and Weasel. A wealth of experience on this team. A couple of these players we know formerly back in the Halo 3 days made up that team break even. Hoggy, you played against these guys in competition.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about their experience. They have a wealth of knowledge here in Halo.
Yep, so Brattles, Weasel, they've been around for ages. I'm not sure 100% if they played Halo 2. They 100% played Halo 3, so they've been around for many years. And Weasel is extremely aggressive. He'll get up in your face, do whatever he has to, and now that you got an AR, it makes it even easier for him.
Exactly right. Let's have a quick look though have a quick look at their competition, Prime. We've touched on these guys a fair bit. Such a strong force and definitely one of the favorites to take one of the 2 spots here for our ANZ Regional Final. As you can see here in qualifier number 4, Prime, 2-0 foregone, 2-0 Enzo, 2-0 swipe right, the 3-0 on Pulsate. But you can see there, they actually went down versus Exile 5, that 1-3. But of course, still managing to get their spot here in the ANZ Regional Final. Look, this lineup is a really impressive one. Zed's been around for ages. He was such a standout performer, especially in Halo Reach. Junior's been around for forever, from Halo 2 competitive games. Dino as well, and then Slay's rounding out this squad. This is going to be a really hard fight for Citadel.
Yep, all 3 players from Prime been around. 3 of the players, sorry, have been around for a while. Slays is the new addition, youngest on the team, but then you got Zed, Junior, and Dino, all been around since Halo 3. So they're all solid players. Blaze sort of coming more into his own during Halo Reach, but 3 veteran players on that team also. So both teams had the veteran players. It's just who's going to do better on the day-to-day.
We're talking about experience. You can't look past a couple of these players on Citadel Gaming. Brattles and Weasel, we know they've been around forever. Lunchy, he's been the most consistent competitive Halo player in recent times. He never gave up. Even when the competitive scene died here in Australia, Lunchy kept it alive, or kept the pulse running at least. And then, of course, Havoc as well to make up the 4th on this squad. They came through qualifier number 1. You can see there, they had a bit of a fight on their hands. It was a 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and then, of course, that final everyone was looking forward to. They got the win over Team Immunity, which, again, it was an upset, But things here on land seem to be going a little differently for Citadel. So they are playing for their lives. It's going to be a close one. Something to note here that if Prime take the win, Hoggy, they will be going through this one to go into the bracket up against Exile 5, and Immunity will be facing Authority. So that's how we're looking at the bracket, how it might go down. But Citadel, they could really flip this on their head if they can get the 2-0 victory over Prime here.
Yep, extremely important that they take this game. See Bruddles and Lunchy on your screen there. They're looking pumped. They're ready. They're ready to go. I know they're ready, and this is their life on their line. They've had a long time to practice. It's interesting to see that they're in a tough position right now, as they did qualify first. I guess they had, you know, once you qualify, maybe you lean back a little bit on your practice and maybe don't try as super hard because you don't have to qualify anymore. But you know, they're in an uphill battle right now going up against Prime.
So we are here still in group stage round 3. Team Citadel playing for their lives here in the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. Fathom CTF is going to be up first, Coliseum Slayer, and then if we get to it, it will be a Rig Strongholds. Look, it's going to be a great one. Fathom CTF. I don't know which way this one's going to go. If you could pick a team, Hoggy, going into this one, who do you think is going to take the Fathom CTF?
I would say Prime's probably going to take the Fathom. I saw them play Fathom back when they had Dark on their team, and they were solid, but they were also, you know, they were solid at times, but they were looking shaky. So when I sort of think of that, I sort of mean like the games went longer than maybe they should have gone against certain teams. So, you know, they would be strong at some point in the game, but then they'd lay off and,
I think,
you know, go a little bit longer than it should have.
Junior's probably bringing the stability there, though, for sure.
Yes, I would say so, yes.
Well, there you can see, guys, Prime, they reformed, they got their lineup, and it's the lineup that got them here to the ANZ Regional Final. They're playing for a share of $15,000 prize money, and if they get one of the top 2 spots, over to the Halo World Championship to fight for $2 million in prizes. We're going to be kicking things off here with the red team of Citadel. You've got Lunchy on your screen, straight to that light rifle, and of course, the first battle will be for that camo.
Yep, great nade by Zed to take down Lunchy. Let's see if we can jump on board with a different player. There we go, we got Havoc. Dino, he's going to be pushing up over to his treehouse. He wants to get top mid. Trying to see if someone grabbed camo already. Finds one weak up top mid. It's Brattles. He'll go down. 2 dead right now for Citadel, as Prime look like they're trying to get into the base. Looks like Junior does have camo, so let's jump over to Junior. He has that railgun as well. Yeah,
I mean, look. Camo, railgun combo, you can't look past that. You can see in the background, Slays just took down Lunchy. Weasel right in front, almost a point-blank railgun shot. Tries to go for the double beatdown, but unfortunately the railgun just wasn't the right weapon. But as you can see there, Prime already have their first cap on the board. It took them less than a minute, Hoggy. And Citadel, as we've discussed, they really need to answer back, because if they lose this map, the tournament is practically over for them.
Yep, extremely good use of the camo by Junior. That's 2 dead right now for Prime, though, so they're stuck in the base a little bit. But extremely good use of the camo. He stayed alive and just crouched up to the flag and got enough of the return on it for it to just return. He just basically stopped them from being able to get to it, and they had no idea he was on it. Citadel looks like they're trying to run a flag through Treehouse. Really good job by Citadel. They got 4 down for Prime, and Prime is spawning over at their silo. They just got to push through to the enemy base, which is exactly what Dino's doing.
If they can get this cap on the board, that would be clutch. And of course, once they do that, if they can try and set up for camo. But look at this. There's going to be a return and a flag run here by Dino. He's going to be no shield, but he does get at least halfway across the map. He's covered by the spawners coming out right now, all the way over towards window. This is going to be great. The flag's there. We should see our second cap on the board. So they're averaging a cap a minute. Citadel to answer back. Hoggy, we're going to be seeing camo coming up in about 10 to 20 seconds. If Citadel needs to stop this momentum, they really need to get control of that camo and make a push together.
Yep, extremely good work from Prime. They got him spawning over at their silo. They ran it through Treehouse, just standard play from them at the moment. That we do need to know who gets this camo, though. It's extremely important that Citadel get this camo back. It looks like there's 2 dead right now for Prime. They are up 2-0 in this series. Railgun in hand for Havoc. There is someone bottom mid at the moment. It looks like. See if we can jump over. There we go. Slays. He has the camo. He just needs to stay alive and do work with this. This could be.
It's fallen into the hands of Prime here, Hoggy. It's fallen into the hands of Prime. And Slays, you know, he's really the young wonder kid for this squad here for Prime. He's going to be going on the defense because, of course, Citadel trying to push that flag through the treehouse, but it's going to be shut down instantly. You've got Junior picking up a kill. Slays cleans up Lunchy. That flag's going to be returned. And with this camo still in hand, Slays, he's confident enough to push up and take on some of the spawners. Lunchy spotted there. He's going to dash back. It was actually good of Lunchy to get away, but you can see here Prime, they're still on the offensive, getting up in Citadel's grill. Citadel done great on the defense, but they're still very much on the back foot.
Yeah, that was, I would say that was poor use from the camo, for the camo player Slays. He had it, but he didn't really use it effectively. He sort of just challenged when he shouldn't have.
Straight away.
Yeah, straight away. He challenged instantly when he could have just stayed alive. It is too dead for Prime now, and he could have just, stayed alive and, kept it neutral for the part, or even got them the cap. They do have the flag run, though. It's over on their silo side. Slays does go down. That's 2 dead right now for Prime. Zed's going to try to get it in. He gets it to the window. Let's see if we can jump over to Zed. As we find him, there he is, and he's about to put it in. It is, their flag has been pulled, though, as Citadel does have it out the front of their base. He just needs to stay alive here if he can.
Yeah, it's a stalemate right here, waiting for the flag return. It should be back in just a second. You got Dino cross map there. He's challenging the player over on that alley side. Slays just underneath Treehouse. There's a player top mid, and Railgun's up in 15 seconds. So Citadel trying to answer back. We'll have a look at Citadel's side and just see who's holding onto the flag. It will be Lunchy. Lunchy under a lot of pressure right now. No shield. You're going to see he's got teammates Brad and Weasel both pushing out towards Treehouse side. There's a player right up. That's Slays. Will the flag be returned? No. Citadel, they've got a couple of players inside their base, still keeping this stalemate going. And again, this flag is so important. If Prime get it, if they get on the board, they win the map, and then the second and potentially third games will be irrelevant because Citadel will be out. And you can see here, finally, Citadel are in control of this camo. Now the question is, can they use it better?
Yeah, it's extremely important that Brattle stays alive because this could be the difference between them winning and losing. If he can use this correctly, they can easily get the return here. So he just needs to work with his teammate. He doesn't want to push in alone. He wants to make sure that he's got a teammate pushing in with him. Prime does have one down right now. As you can see, Brattle's trying to push in from this side. Lunchy gets a railgun kill, so that's 2 dead right now.
Sneaky squirrel. See, this is what you need to do when you've got this camo. Just don't shoot straight away or don't attack. Wait for the right moment. See, he could have attacked that defender there, but he spots a flag carrier. This should be a return right here, all because of Brattles and how he utilized that camo. They've now got a cap on the board. That's how you do it, folks, and that is the experience speaking there for Brattles.
Yep, that's 3 dead, or maybe even 4 dead right now for Prime. As you see, 1 on his screen. That's 1 shot. That should be 4 down right now. They should be spawning over on the silo, so this should be a pull here for Citadel as they're running it over. They've already got it out, and they've got it at the front of their base. Weasel will take 1 down. Prime have pulled it, though. They've got it into the treehouse to see if they can get it done. Get it any further out. Havoc's going to get the return, and it looks like Brattles is going to put it in.
Beautiful stuff. And all set up from that camo. They got a cap on the board, able to slay out, get the relay. They've now tied things up. They're 1 cap away from still staying alive, but the same could be said for Prime. They're only 1 cap away from eliminating Citadel from the Halo World Championship Tour in Sydney. It's great stuff so far. We're all on the edge of our seats. It's intense. You're going to have Weasel picking up a nice double kill. Dino's going to be coming off the spawn right here. We'll be watching him as his teammates Zed and Junior are both trying to clean up Citadel, but you can see here, it's starting to look like a Slayer right here, Hoggy, as it's just gone back and forth. Both teams jockeying for position.
Yep, I just want to point out when Prime tried to run the last flag, Havoc was the only person left alive on his team, and he stayed alive in his treehouse, stopped Prime from being able to pull it, just basically have a clean run, which allowed Citadel to come through, clean them up. We're just going back and forth a bit at the moment, but it looks like Camo will be up any second. Prime trying to get a pull.
Let's see, because when both teams are trying to pull flags, the camo is going to be vital. We saw that last time in the hands of Brattles. Prime does not want that happening again. Slade's got control of the railgun, the power weapon on this map, so that is going to be important. But you can see here, the flag's right in front for Dino. The flag's just there. Dino runs it through. Prime take game number 1, 3-2. It was a nail biter, and Hoggy, realistically, the rest of this series is just a consolation. Prime have secured their spot here in the elimination bracket of the ANZ Regional Final. Unfortunately, Citadel, no matter the outcome, they can win the next 2 maps. They will get that as a consolation if they can, but really, it's not going to matter as they are not going to go through to the Halo World Championship this year at least, because no doubt we'll be seeing them again in the future. Such a formidable squad. Hoggy, look, let's have a quick look back on that map. I mean, it's just my thing to talk about power-ups, but really, this time around, that was the game changer.
Yep, Weasel going 19-5-9. That's huge. Unfortunately, Lunchy only able to get 4 kills, but Weasel doing a really good job of keeping his team in the game, but they couldn't quite do it. You know, they got that camo, that one of those camos for Brad, and Brad did an extremely good job with that camo. Got themselves back into the game, but they weren't able to stay in it as Prime were able to get another flag and break the deadlock.
Looking at these stats, it's a pity that a Slayer wasn't the first map because Weasel and Brad going nuts right there. You got Havoc and Lunchy. Unfortunately, back a little bit. Lunchy was asleep at the sticks. And unfortunately couldn't really pick it up right there. He was running a lot of objective though, as we know, but unfortunately it just wasn't able to come back, and those 13 deaths really hurt the squad that time around. 8 assists was great. They put some team shots out, but in the end it wasn't enough. Prime, on the other hand, they really had control of the map at least 80% of the time, always putting the hurt on. Great control of the camo. The one time they lost it, though, it must be we must give credit where credit's due to Citadel, especially, of course, Brad, who utilized that one so well.
Yep, Junior utilized it really well to get that first return when the first camo came up. So we used the first camo extremely well for Prime. Second camo was used extremely well by Citadel. Bradl's doing an extremely good job staying alive, doing exactly what he should be doing with that camo. And we'll have to see if anyone else can use it as well as that, because that was I think that was extremely good use of the camo that I've seen from anyone, anywhere, even watching the Americans. I feel like that was extremely good play, and it allowed them to get the 2 caps, because instead of getting 1 cap with the camo, it gave them 2 caps. So extremely good job by Brattles.
It really was indeed. But of course on your screen you're seeing Prime. They're going to be heading through into the single elimination best of 7 bracket. They will be playing Exile 5. Of course, Exile 5 getting the 2nd seed in their group play. So this is going to be a tough one coming ahead of us. This one, though, let's see if Citadel can at least, you know, save face a little bit and at least take the series. But you can see their disappointment on their faces. Very clear there, unfortunately, for Havoc and Weasel. And Weasel, he must be kicking himself after such a huge game that he just had. I mean, what was it, 19 and 5? Like, that's pretty...
19 and 9.
19 and 9, excuse me.
With 5 assists.
Still ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Extremely good. We're going into a Team Slayer now, though, so that's good for Citadel. Let's see what they can do.
Well, now you're going to have Prime. The momentum started, and Prime, once you pop, they can't stop. These guys, I'm expecting to finish this one up in a 2-0, but we still will see, as pointed out, it's a Team Slayer, so Citadel could just take this one after that performance from Brattles and Weasel. Look, before we break this one down a little bit more, guys at home, please make sure you do join the conversation on Twitter with that hashtag HaloWC. If you punch that in on Twitter, you will find all of the information regarding the Halo World Championships. Also, all information on today's event and future events, including the Halo World Championship itself, can be found on halo.gg. Make sure you bookmark that website. All good Halo fans do. But look, Hoggy was still in this one. Group A, match number 3.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Citadel, they won't be making it through. Let's have a quick chat here as these guys are setting up for their next map, which we've talked about will be a Team Slayer on Coliseum. Let's have a quick chat about Prime. Prime will be going up against Exile 5, made up there of the Kiwi Hope, 3 Kiwis, and of course ads. I think this is going to be a great start to our single elimination bracket.
Yep, and I think it's important that Prime stay strong in this series, because going into the next series, you don't want to be falling off at all. So Prime need to make sure that they, you know, keep their head in the game and stomp this TS out if they can.
Well, with that said, are you expecting them to then take this Team Slayer? Because I'm thinking Citadel, they've got strong Slayers on their squad, but surely they've just lost all motivation and morale after that loss, no?
No, I think Citadel will really want to win this one. Really, 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 really want to win this one. So this should be a close game. We'll have to see how it unfolds, though, as we're jumping into the first map, or second map, sorry.
All right, this one is going to be underway, and we're starting it off here with the blue team. You're going to be seeing a push straight towards Rockets. This, of course, is going to be Prime. There's a Splinter nade out, and of course, that is a great item to use just to shut down lanes, as we saw so perfectly there.
Yeah, beautiful job by Dino. He just needs to stay alive. He probably doesn't want to go for these rockets just yet. He's not sure whether they're spawning over at Red Elbow, and it looks like they're not, so he should be able to grab these. Jump to bottom middle. He just needs to stay alive with these rockets now. Looks like Prime got complete control of Sniper at the start of that game. It looked like 2 players from Citadel went down as Slays takes down one, Zed takes down another, so it's 2 dead right now for Citadel. So they're in a little bit of trouble. Dino should be able to get a kill here. That's 3 dead right now for Citadel. Last one's over at the Snipe side. He does take down Dino. That's 4 dead for Citadel. They should be spawning over at red corner towards Rocket side.
Citadel may want to win this one, but without power weapon control, it's not going to happen. And there's a great start to Prime right here. 8-3 is your score. Rocket's currently in the hand of Slays. He needed to get the reload, and he was going to be taken down from behind from Brad there from Citadel. 8-4 again, still your score. Brattles, though, trying to save face for the squad. You're going to see he just saw one player taken down to no shield. Now there's going to be a snipe behind him. That's going to be Zed. Let's see where that sniper goes, because, of course, they are going to be trying to hit the highlight reel, even if they aren't going to make the semi-finals here of our bracket. Scope trained over towards that red side. Going to spot Dino coming up behind him. Dino took down Lunchy, but Havoc was going to trade in turn before Junior comes up from behind with that BR to shut him down. We just saw that Dino taken down as well. So kills being traded back and forth, but now you've got the scope in the hands of Junior. And of course, Hoggy way back from the Halo 2 and 3 days. This guy could snipe like a beast.
Yeah, he just wants to stay alive with the sniper in the corner. He wants to watch Rockets if he can as they're spawning. Slays goes down as I say that, but Prime actually had control of Sniper just before, but they pushed in to kill Citadel in the blue base, and now they've stuck themselves in the blue base. Oh, poor miss by Junior. As he takes down one, he takes down Brad. But now that he's missed those rockets, the person with the rockets just needs to stay alive. 2 dead right now for Citadel. So Prime doing a really nice job, even though they were stuck sort of over at blue base for a little bit of time. And
that was Havoc that was able to get away with the rockets. Snipe is still in the hand there of Junior, but we'll watch Havoc right here as he does have the boomsticks, if you will. We'll see how he puts them into play. 20 seconds or so until the snipe comes up, so he should be watching that one. Now, again, he's going to try and avoid these long-range rockets because he wants to make sure he connects with... Well, I lied. He's going to try and connect with as many kills as he can. He does pick up the kill on Slays right there. And Hoggy, they're starting to catch up a little bit. Now only 2 points. Make that 1, separating these two squads.
Yep, you can see that the crucial turning point was when Havoc actually got these rockets. There's 3 dead right now.
And now they've
Prime.
pushed right over into where the other opposing players were set up.
Yep, extremely good job. They got him spawning over at red base, killed them all. The rockets were the turning point, though. You know, Havoc got away with those rockets. If Junior had hit that snipe, this is a completely different game right now. But Havoc, Citadel are up by 3 right now, up by 4 now. They're doing a really good job of rotating from red back to blue, and they should be rotating back to red now as Prime went 3 down again, or 4 down.
Had great use of those rockets, and now he's also secured the montage maker for himself. Let's see if he can connect with a few shots. Junior, unfortunately, missed those ones before. Let's see if, in return, Havoc can do a little bit better here for Citadel. Now, there was going to be a player challenging over here from red. Junior caught in the middle. That should be him going down at the hands of Brad. Slays picks up Brad in return, though. So he does know there's going to be a spawn over here at the red cave. Aims that snipe towards the snipe spawn. Unfortunately not connecting, but it's not going to matter. His teammate Weasel picks up the kill. Now falling, you've got Citadel in front, 26-21. What a comeback here from Citadel.
Yep, and Brad does have the rockets, so that's pretty big. If he can stay alive with those, let's see if we can jump over onto Brad. He did get taken down, so it looks like Prime will probably have those rockets now. As Sniper will be spawning in another minute 45, but I think Prime do have the rockets, so that's super huge right now. As they might even have the snipe. Yep, Slays has the snipe. Let's jump over on to Slays and see what he's doing. He's just hanging over on this red cave. He's just trying to watch top catwalk if he can. Looks like Citadel do have a little bit of control over at the snipe side. It went back and forth for a little bit for the last minute.
Oh.
Slays doing a nice job with that snipe just to clean up that kill. There's 2 dead right now for Citadel. They do have control of snipe, so this is all right for Citadel as they have Prime all trapped over at red base.
Yeah, but of course they are doing their best to stay alive, and Prime are answering back, Hoggy. We've got another dome there coming out from Slays. He's on the spree, and his team are only 2 points behind Citadel. This is great stuff. Keep in mind, folks, that if Prime do take this Slayer, it is going to be see you later to Citadel here in this best of 3 group matchup. Slays just doing his best to control this red side and try to basically get the communication from his squad and just connect with a few shots. But you can see here their setup. Zed already has some great control over here on the snipe side. On the opposing rocket side, you've got Dino. We're coming up to that magic 6-minute mark, Hoggy, where both rockets and snipe come up simultaneously. And I love this time in a Slayer Coliseum matchup because it's great to see how teams set up for both and which power weapon they prioritize.
Yeah, so at the moment it looked like Prime had control of that sniper side. They got taken down. Citadel will get control. Slays gets a really nice spawn here, and they should be able to pick up this sniper any second now as it spawns. They just need to make sure they watch over rockets, though, because they don't want Citadel to grab those. It's 2 dead right now for Prime, though. as Junior gets the kill back. He's weak inside that cave. He needs to stay alive if he can. Slaze is taking on one. Great use of the AR right there as he tries to take on Havoc. Havoc's weak as well, so 2 weak down at the sniper side. That's 3 dead right now for Citadel. Slaze is going to find another 4 shots. He runs out of ammo and see what he can do. He's going to get help from Dino. Dino grabs those rockets. Let's jump over to Dino, see what he can do with these rockets. But 35-36, only 1 kill down.
This is great stuff here for Prime. They're going to be tying things up right here. They've got the snipe. Junior's going to have that. Rockets are, of course, in the hand here of our man Dino. Still tied, though. They've finally got the lead back. This is really going neck and neck. Citadel trying to save face up against Prime, who've just eliminated them with that previous win. Now, let's go over to Junior. He's got the scope. He's going to have no shield. Pressured over here, but he connects with the shot there. Brattle's getting some facial reconstruction, but unfortunately naded out of Red Cave will be Junior. Havoc coming in to clean that one up, but Dino responds in kind with that rocket launcher, blowing him to an early grave. 42-39 is your score. 5 minutes left in this matchup. It's been really close between both squads, but I still can't pick it. Citadel can just as easily come back. It's going to be down to the wire for both of these teams.
Yep, I'm not sure if Dino had any rockets there. They might have fallen off the map, but if he did, it could be good for Citadel as they're only down by 3 kills at the moment. Junior, I think the last one alive. Zed is inside the blue base as well, so they're going to be spawning up here. They should be able to take down Brad. Brad doing a nice job to go underneath the base. He might be able to stay alive as one is down for Prime right now. And Prime are stuck over in this blue base. Dino's stuck at the very, very back. Looks like his teammates might even be spawning over on red side. They've spawned in the cave, actually. Sorry, as I say that. Dino takes down one. So Dino just needs to stay alive and use his teamwork at this point. They're up by 3 kills, so they just need to keep using their teamwork. Rockets are coming up any second.
Indeed they are. Let's see how this one goes down. Of course, Rockets are going to be pivotal in this one with only 2 points separating these teams. Usually we'll see a Slayer game slow down right here, Hoggy, and it seems to have a little bit, but you can still see both teams poking, especially Citadel, which is surprising how risky it is, but you can see that it pays off for Weasel getting the hot 5. Follow up with a double kill as well. They've tied things up. Rockets are in play. We'll see who's going to have them. 48 all is your score. Great nade connecting there for Brattle. Citadel coming out here with a vengeance. Now in front, 49 all. It's going to come down to the final kill for both teams right here. Havoc, Brattles trying to get the team up on the player just outside. No one has rocks because no one wants to be caught out in the open. A player poking for Prime, risky because all 3 players are inside of the blue base. Dino down low, shots out. Brattles tagged up. Now you're going to have a push out from Havoc, but there's beat down from Junior, but it's going to be Brattles cleaning up that final one. Citadel take the Slayer, 50-49. That was a brilliant Slayer. As much as I wish that unfortunately wasn't our first game, that would have been a great thriller of a match if that was our first one. Unfortunately wasn't to be, but hey, Citadel, at least they're not getting swept here in their Group A match 3 against Prime. Hoggy, that was a real nail biter towards the end. What did you see go down in that one? Because it was really back and forth, both teams jockeying for position, and to me, really, Citadel played such a risky move.
Sure,
but I guess
game mode was the same game mode that they beat Team Immunity in Game 5 in the first online qualifier, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that's right, yeah.
Yep, and they were very good on that map at the time, and it shows that they're still very, very good at that map. Weasel again, 18 and 12.
18 kills. That kid is a whole bag of nuts. 12-14 for Brattles right behind him, and then 10 and 12 respectively for Havoc and Lunchy. The assists, 11 from Havoc. He went huge, as we know, and he was a pivotal part of that final play because Havoc pushed out towards that rocket side of blue. I thought Junior, who dived down on him, I thought it was going to be a ground pound, but it wasn't. Fortunately for him, able to stay alive long enough for Brattles to clean up the final kill. On the opposing side, highest kills actually belongs to Dino, who went 19-11, lacking a little bit behind on the assists, but who cares when you're going to be the man cleaning up all the kills. 12-12 and 12-13 to Slays and Junior respectively. Zed a little bit behind, 7-15, going double negative with also not many assists. Very unlike Zed.
Yep, very unlike Zed. But going back to that last little play that Havoc did, that was ruthless, ridiculously ruthless, just pushing in the... If you saw, we were on Brad's screen, so we could see that there was potentially three players right in that corner. So yeah, he's pushed out into basically almost 3 people, and he didn't die.
Yeah, he didn't give a damn. He did not give a damn at all. Ruthless plays coming out from Citadel, and of course they paid off. I'm really surprised that Havoc didn't die. Not because of just how ruthless that was, but there was a player with Junior. Havoc got shots on, so maybe he ran too far away. I'm not too sure. We didn't see that POV. But Havoc, he got obviously smacked, and he was going to lose all of his shield. So the player he was chasing, I thought was totally going to get the turn on him, but he must have just turned his tail and ran. And Brattles did not miss a single shot in that final kill on Junior. So, I mean, I thought it was overall, like, Prime didn't do anything wrong in that one at all, that final play. They did it great. But Citadel, with Brattles there over in Blue Base, just came out on top.
Yeah. All of Citadel were over at the Blue Base. So all teams were sort of around the same area.
Yeah.
It was just about who was going to, get the last kill, and it turned out to be Citadel. But both teams playing that map pretty well. Both teams had substantial control of sniper at points. And, we saw Slays have the sniper a lot, and he was sitting in that red cave, which is interesting because a lot of the times I've seen the American teams have the sniper. If they're not in the red cave and can't be over at actually where the sniper spawns or in the sniper area, they're taking it over to the rocket corner.
Yeah, you'd run over rocket side because you've still got cover. But then occasionally, if you know blue side of rockets is clear, you can push up the rocket ramp a bit and get a higher view on not only the blue main ramp, but also into that kind of that blue pocket where that with like blue cave side. So you can get an angle in there. You can get an angle up to top snipe as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. It is surprising, but with that said, he still waxed a couple of people with that snipe. So. It was great plays by him with all of that said, but could he have collected a few more and changed the tide of that game? Is the question.
If we jump back to when Junior actually missed that kill on Havoc with the Rockets, that's the winning kill. I know you could say that they could have done things better at any point during that game, but not only did that kill one kill to win the game, it was also multiple kills in the other direction of Citadel because they got the Rockets.
Exactly right. I think arguably you could say Citadel controlled Rockets in that one a little bit better. Snipe kind of even, but in the end, the whole game was definitely going to be Citadel clutching that one. And then, of course, forcing our game number 3, which is going to be Strongholds on the rig. As we know, with the rig, you want to get control of nest and basement straight away, and this is going to be, of course, favorable to the blue team of Prime. They've got the favored spawn going into this one, and they've already got control of nest, now trying to go bottom mid as well. As you can see, Dino's going to pick up one, following it up with shots on Weasel, but on Havoc, and Havoc does get taken down. So great start here from Prime, but of course, basement being hotly contested.
Yeah, Dino doing a really nice job. He was at the back catwalk, stayed alive. He actually ended up taking down 2 players in that trade. So it looks like Prime's going to get 2 bases. They're going to get basement and nest, exactly what you want. 2 go down for Prime, though. So it looks like it's 2 dead for each team. Citadel will take that BR base. So it's just going to be, we're just going to have a little bit of a stalemate as we go into the second minute of the game.
Something to note is that Citadel rushed right past the BR base off their original spawn, Hoggy. They went straight over to basement. Do you want to have a quick chat about why they would have done that?
Well, they probably don't want to keep the BR base. Instead of going for the BR base right at the start, why not go for the camo? Why not go for, around the elbow or the rail gun? You know what I mean? Head for other things before you try to get BR base, because the BR base will guarantee, or more than guarantee, that you're probably going to spawn there again. And as you see, Citadel, they're taking over basement, and it looks like Prime's spawning over at bunker, so they're in a little bit of trouble. They do take BR base back, but Citadel are trying to take this nest. They do take down Dino, and it looks like they're going to get nest. So good job by Citadel. Really nice job pushing around through the elbow, and they're going to take basement and nest.
That was going to be always a tough fight for Dino as he came off the BR base spawn, pushing towards nest. He would have known that Citadel pushed for nest, but unfortunately he wasn't able to take on 2 full health players, and he was going to be shut down. Over here with Brattles now from Citadel, they currently have control of the 2 strongholds you want. Now they need to be careful, right, Hoggy, that they don't overextend into the spawns of Prime.
Yeah, they really don't want to overextend here. Brattles does go down. That's 2 dead right now for Citadel. See if we can jump over onto Lunchy. Lunchy needs to stay alive. Weasel's in the hill. He's doing a really nice job. He did have the scatter shot as well. So scatter shot is really important on this map also, especially when trying to keep control of basement. Lunchy's trying to get a reset. He won't be able to get it. Looks like Prime is going to take basement, and that's a really good job from Prime. Brattles does grab the camo, and he instantly goes down by Zed.
When you see a team in control of both basement and nest, what's the kind of, and you're spawning out a BR base, what's the usual setup we'll see, Hoggy? How would a team push back out to try and get control of the map?
don't try to push Nest too heavily because it's so open. It's a struggle to get out there.
That's how we saw that spanking before, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you really want to push through that elbow, maybe get one person distracting in Whitehall if you can, and get around through the back catwalks.
All right, so we'll see how this one plays out. 9 minutes 10 on the clock. Still relatively close, 30-16, but it is Prime who are starting to extend that lead. You've got Zed in control of the railgun, the power weapon here on Stronghold's rig. He's going to be challenged right on the corner. Nade's coming out. There is Nade aplenty. He's going to just miss that rail shot. Havoc challenges, but look at that. The hot 5 coming out. Reversal, killing spree. Give him all of the medals, because that was well-deserved there in that engagement. Over there, Brattles is going to be shut down. His teammate Weasel is going to be doing his best to stay alive, but Ring Around the Rosie is not going to be going in his favor, as there were 2 players from Prime to take him down. Lunchy, he's held up in the corner, held back from those splinter names as we discussed. Havoc, his teammate, just goes down. Now Challenge, what a beautiful move there by Dino. He picks up 2 right there before being, he picked up 2 before being dropped by Brad. You've got the scatter shot in control of Junior. So once again, Prime, they're now halfway to victory, and they seem to have full control of power weapons, and of course, they've got control of the 2 strongholds and a favorable spawn out here on the outside of the map.
Yep, railgun grab by Citadel. Camera should be up any second now. It looks like they're just waiting on it. Dino's going to probably chill here for now if he can. He finds shots on Brattles. Brattles is going to be one shot dropping down to basement. Nice back smack by Brattles. Really good job to stay alive. 1 dead for each team right now. Brattles is down at the camo, so he's going to have to stay down there and see if he can grab it as it spawns. Dino doing the best he can to just stay alive. He should know camo's coming up. He gets into a battle. He will get taken down. Weasel, nice job. Let's see if we can jump over to Brad. He might have the camo. Let's see if he does. He does. Brattles does grab that camo. So this is really big for Citadel if he can stay alive.
They are behind by quite the margin right here. Almost 50 points at the 7-minute 20 mark. You can see, look at him picking his battles. These guys are so smart with their camo play. It's actually ridiculous. Brattles, he was such a standout in that first matchup where, yes, they unfortunately lost, but they had such a great play, he and Weasel. Brilliant use of the camo, unfortunately just going down a little too early, but you can see here Citadel now in control of that basement stronghold, but it is BR base and basement, not the favorable setup, and you can see here Prime pushing in and putting the pressure on. Brattles goes down, so this is now going to go back in control of Prime.
Yeah, looks like Citadel are stuck over at BR base again. So they were racking up a little bit of points, but it's 75-20. So Citadel are going to have to do something quick and fast here. They don't want to let this lead keep escalating, or they will not be winning this match as Lunchy does go down. Brattles and Havoc both over on this Whitehall. Brattles goes down, Weasel goes down. That's 3 dead for Citadel. So they're in a little bit of trouble.
They really are right here. 18 points away from victory is the team of Prime. Of course, they've already secured their spot here in the elimination bracket for the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. But Citadel want to save face by at least taking away a series from Prime before they move into that elimination bracket. Contrary to that, though, Prime are really spanking right now. A nice double kill for Dino. He's got to switch over to that BR, but will he fall off the map? Yes, he will. He's going to have a little bit of a giggle over that. But his team are only 8 points away from victory. We're wrapping things up here for Prime. They're looking very strong, and they want to take this one down. Slay's out there with the 5-shot, the perfect kill, dodging that railgun. Doing a little bit of Keanu Reeves action. Junior teammate here's got that SMG up close. Weasel won't. Oh, will he? That was actually a really great reversal there for Weasel to pick up that. Dino jumping off the map to celebrate the victory. Prime take the Group A Match 3 against Citadel, 2-1 in the series. Hoggy, that was a really great one, but as we know, it was going to be over from the start for Citadel.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately,
Yep.
unfortunately for Citadel.
It just is.
After the first game, we knew. So,
yeah.
But a really good fight from them in the second game. First game was also a really good fight, even though it was 3-2. So they did a really nice job to come back from the 2 caps down. But then in the third game, Prime just too strong. They just had control of basement and nest a lot. And the one time that Citadel got it, they weren't able to keep control of it for very long.
They weren't, which is a little unfortunate for them. It was always going to be hard for Citadel.
Yep,
Not only did
match.
they needed the win, they needed the 2-0, and if they were able to do something on the Fathom, they could have done it. They could have turned it around. Because, of course, we saw they did take out the Team Slayer on Coliseum, and overall, it seems to be, at least, from this series, we've seen that they are the strong slaying squad. So if the CTF went a little differently, we might have had a completely different result into this one.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see, stats on the board, you see those numbers from Prime all into double digits. Havoc down at 4 kills, Lunchy down at 8. And it's the same sort of story it was in the first game. You know, Lunchy was down at 4 kills, and I think Havoc was on 8 in the first game. So it looks like that objectives aren't really their forte.
Yeah, I mean, but even in the objective, their slaying prowess just seems to die, you know. It looks like they're really left fumbling and scratching their heads as to what to actually do in the map. When they push out, it doesn't seem they're pushing together. I saw a couple of times spawning out of BR base. There was like one play, even though they spot 2 opposing players on Nest, they were still trying to challenge instead of waiting for a teammate to back them up or getting shots and then, you know, just peeking for shots. So there was a few questionable engagements, but it's hard to read at this stage, Hoggy. Since they lost that first map, they knew they weren't making the bracket. So it's kind of hard to actually think of what might have been going through their head at that time. They might have just been going YOLO Swaggins mode and just well, nothing to lose, might as well challenge this. So it's a little hard to read from that. But from what we saw, overall, it just objective wasn't their forte for them.
Yeah, in the last game, they didn't. I don't think the camera really played a huge part. Brattles did okay with it, but at the time, his teammates are dying while he's still alive. So at the end of the day, even once you get into a challenge that might be favorable, it doesn't really work out for them if, you know, the rest of his team's dead. So the camera didn't play a huge role, and Citadel a couple of times, even though Prime had control of the map most of the time, we saw that they were at Whitehall rather than pushing over on the elbow or over at Barrels. And the one time they did push Barrels, they got control back. So, you know, they just needed to push around the Barrels more, and as you saw them get caught in Whitehall a couple of times.
You would have just expected them to rinse and repeat their performance over at Barrels. You know, they got control. But, I mean, overall, we saw a great matchup between both teams. And one of the standout players for me would definitely have to have been Dino. We pointed him out a few times throughout that series. I'm going to highlight here of Dino. We'll check that out right now, folks. This was going to be his flag score back on that CTF. He's going to be picking up, shutting down the flag carrier right here, a punch in the face for the double kill. And, of course, he's going to get away here to secure the cap on the board. And, you know, we saw such a great start here for Prime, but credit to Citadel, they came back. But, I mean, Dino, he got the double kill, he stopped the flag cap from Citadel, and then he ran through one of his own.
Yep, really good play from Dino. Being able to get it across the map, he only got put one shot once after he got, you know, the flag returned. So that meant that he wasn't really under a lot of pressure until he really got to his base. And even then, his teammates were watching his back, and it was a simple cap, that second one.
Overall, I think they played really well as a team. You know, there was you have star players and highlight stats. For example, we saw, I mean, actually for the losing team of that game, we saw Weasel and Brad really stand out.
Yeah,
but
really
overall, it was the teamwork of Prime that really clutched in that one.
Yeah. They got them spawning over at Silo, you know, enough times. It wasn't sort of like they kept spawning them at Silo and, you know, Citadel were kind of stuck. Citadel brought back their own, got, you know, Prime spawning at Silo as well. And the 3 times that they got them spawning at Silo is when they got the cap. So for Prime, it's interesting that, you know, even though you spawn a team at Silo, it doesn't mean you're going to get the cap. You still got to execute.
Yes.
So the fact that they got the flag pull and then they executed, I think 3 times out of the 3 times they pulled it, there might have been one time where it was in that stalemate that they didn't get it. But they got the flag from one side of the map to the other on, you know, one execution of the play rather than trying to do it multiple times.
I'm gonna give you a really hard question. I think, Hoggy. Just one, just because I want to just throw you off guard.
Right.
If you could pick one thing here for Citadel to improve upon that could have given them the W in that series, what would it be? I did say it was a hard one.
Yeah, besides from maybe teamwork, although I still think their teamwork is not that bad. We saw, you know, single-digit kills from Havoc and Lunchy in the first and the second game. Now, you know, it's not their first time playing at LAN, but maybe it's their first time playing in a bigger stage. Maybe they weren't comfortable with it. So maybe if they just get their slaying power a little bit better, because we get to see that Weasel and Brad were, you know, going off, and maybe Lunchy and Havoc were a little bit lacking. So maybe they need to work on maybe getting their teamwork a bit better as well as the individual plays from maybe Havoc and Lunchy. A little bit calling them out a little bit, but you know, it's hard to say anything else when it was 4 kills in 1 and 8 on 2 games. So
I think we're going to a break in just a second, but before we do, touching on that, I think if everyone played like Brattles, they might have had a chance.
Well, we could say that, but Weasel also played really well. So
he did.
Both of them, you know. And yeah, it was tough when, you know, Havoc and Lunchy are on single-digit kills. So
I love Citadel, but it sounds like a BE comeback.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much for watching so far. That is going to be wrapping up a group play. Going through to our best of 7 elimination bracket will be Immunity versus Authority, and then Prime versus Exile 5. It's going to be a nail-biter. Of those 4 teams, 2 will make their way over to the Halo World Championships in the States. It's going to be exciting stuff. They will be playing for a share of $2 million. So where we get set up for all of that action, Hoggy and I are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.